as well. So the RNC going on as scheduled, as proceeded, Austin. It does not appear that there are going to be any hiccups or disruptions in the normal course of the schedule. Of course, just this morning and last night, the RNC put out a long list of the scheduled speakers who are going to be addressing delegates there at the convention on the stage in Milwaukee. The RNC on as planned.
Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you? Oh, what a terrible lighting I have tonight. I didn't set up my lighting. I really didn't. Sorry. I'm trying to redirect the camera. There. All right, so it's almost like I am looking at you. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me all right? I'm not sure which microphone I have on right now. Can anybody, you can hear me? This, yeah, or that? Somebody type it in. Can you hear me okay? Okay, very good. Hello, hello. Let me go back and find out who I missed here. Anne, how are you? Tracy's Passant, how are you? Only his ear. It's not the point, Tracy. The fact that somebody tried to assassinate a political figure, that's not cool. That's definitely not cool. If he didn't turn his head, if you saw the video, turned his head, it would have hit him square in the face. Now, I don't know if you caught all that stuff. The guy was approximately 250 to 300 yards away using an AR-15 style gun. These, first of all, let me place this out there. These are only my opinions. They're speculation, and I'm not accusing anybody. It's this way it's recorded, okay? Doing this for my own protection. Also, this person somehow got on top of a roof, which you would think, once again, my opinion, you would think the Secret Service, like they do in the movies, you know, when they're in the movie, they scour the roofs and they look in the basement and they look. Did these guys do anything? Did they do their job? Question. I mean, if I'm not a Secret Service guy, I'm certainly not a person who knows guns real well, but I would be if I was there and here's this event going on and you see a tall building. Go, guys, you need to go up there. You need to put a couple guys up on the roof. You got, for watching these guys that may be sneaking in. I mean, that's common sense. So the more and more this story unfolds, my friends, you're going to find, now this is only my opinion. I had to do this in radio all the time. Somewhere along the line, the crumbs lead back to the Democrats. The guy is allegedly from Antifa, obviously a left-wing wacko job. Don't know if he's black or not, but he is with and associated to Antifa, had an AR-15, got past security to a roof, a lot like JFK, remember? And they told JFK, wear the bubble. They were going to put the bubble over the Lincoln. But he goes, no, I want to be out there with the people. Big mistake right there. And Trump needs to remember that. I don't think people would mind if when he traveled, he had some sort of protective bulletproof glass around him. Because now that one got through, more of these nut jobs are going to try to get through, I'm sure. That's just a guess on my part. But it would make sense to me, you know, a clear thinking person, that somebody out there who's playing with his guns going, yeah, I wish I could have got him and stuff. They're going to go, well, I wouldn't have missed if I had a scope or whatever. So it's like, don't take chances. Protect yourself. Put up some bulletproof glass all around you. Or hold only events in a building that has one way in and one way out. And of course, you got to have fire exits and entrance and have a security at every way. And if there are catwalks and things like that, you need to put security all around them. You just have to. He can afford it, and it's part of his package. You know, he's got special Secret Service protecting him. So that's what I would do. What do you think? Anthony Shorebridge, how are you? Yep. Riley, hello. I'm doing fine, Riley. Ann Hayton, hello. Tracy Passant saying hello. Riley said, I didn't know if you, Alex Jones. I used to carry Alex Jones. I used to carry Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh on my stations because I had the two stations, and they were talk at the end before I sold them. They were both talk radio. Dry Creek, hey guys, how are you still here or there? Here or there? Riley saying hi, Dry Creek. I put that in there. Dry saying hello. Gerald saying hello. Riley. Okay, listen, Alex. Oh yeah. He's pretty on. He may be out of his mind, but he's all right. Buford T. Justice. Teflon Don lives another day. Yes, Tracy, hello all. Jimmy Spencer, hello, Jeff and everybody. Hello, Jimmy, good to see you. Buford says hello from Baltimore. Jimmy Spencer, hello, Dry Creek. Buford T. Be back in Gatlinburg in September. Good. That's always a good time to come. It's nice. Cools down a little bit. They found the guy. He's dead. He's gone. See, now that's the mistake. They should have kept him alive. That's always another, like, things that make you go, shoot him in the legs, shoot him in the arms, beat the hell out of him. And then beat the hell out of him the information you need to get. Because now that he's dead, he can't speak. Dead men tell no tales. So something's wrong here. But in my heart, I believe, and this is just my opinion, the Dems are in the middle of this knee deep. I believe it. It's just my opinion. I believe Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Biden, they're all in this knee deep. Once again, my opinion. And the reason I say that is if you remember, if you watch news, Chuck Schumer said, we have to keep Trump out of the presidency at all costs. Biden said the same thing, at all costs. Now, what does that tell you? You're clear-thinking people. At all costs. Makes you think a little bit. I wonder. Hey, PB, how are you? PB, you did get your 3, didn't you? You got your Quest 3, and you said it's pretty good, huh? I'm still tempted, but I'm not convinced yet. Tennessee Treasure, Tian Treasure, I believe your opinion is correct. Thank you, Tian. I always have to be careful, Tian, because in radio I used to get sued all the time because I would just say what was on my mind, and it was okay because then I had good attorneys. I had a lot of money to pay myself out of trouble. Now I got to be careful. I'm old. I'm old. I can't afford that attorney anymore. He's got to be at $600-700 an hour because he was $300 an hour back those years. I remember the bills. I do remember the bills. Dry Creek, come back home for those appointments. Oh, okay. Everything good, I hope. Good. Guy with 2 R's, prayers to Donald Trump and the victims. Yeah, the one person has officially died, and I believe another one is wounded. And the clown, he didn't just take one shot. They figured 7 or 8 shots. After he took one at Trump, I guess he just sprayed the crowd. So this goes to show you wacko lefts out there, you love Antifa, don't you? That's what you are all about, Antifa. That's all you guys are about. And people need to remember that. They're not good people. I believe they're killers. That's what I believe. Emily Tolkien, yes, I remember that. At all costs. I'm telling the truth, right, Emmy? Emmy, I'm not telling the truth. I mean, I listen to the news a lot. Annette from Wisconsin. Hello, everybody. I watch as much as I can within reason. I have things to do, but Frunking Tom, don't mess with Frunking Tom, or you'll wind up on his channel like Gatlinburg Slushy. How you doing, Tom? You are crazy. That's good, though. I love watching your stuff. If you ever get a chance, folks, Frog King Tom. Check him out. Dry Creek appointments are this coming. Okay. Keep me abreast of what's going on, please. Hates PB. Big prayers to the family and Trump individual that lost their life. Yeah, it feels just innocent there. Just there having fun and enjoying the event, and you get yourself a bullet and you die. Isn't that sad? From some wacko, probably with dreadlocks. Oops. Did I say that? Oops. Did I say that? Oops. Smoky Mountain Cats. Oh, is there only one shooter? Now, that's the question that there is. We do not know if there was only one shooter or more. There were reports that people said, well, I thought I heard it over there and over there. A lot like the JFK thing. Remember, people said, well, I heard some there, and I heard some there, and I heard some there. So, look, once again, my opinion, the left is in this knee deep. And I don't know how you're going to find out because they have a way of burying the truth. This is just my opinion. I know I'm going to get a knock on the door. Frog King saying hi, Dry Creek. Gary with 2 R's saying hello to Robin, Denise, Dry Creek, hi, Smoky Mountain Cats. Tammy Glazebrook, how are you? Prayers for President Trump and everyone that was there. Yes, I bet there's a lot of trauma there tonight because people go there to have a good time and enjoy themselves, and they sure as hell don't expect to get shot. But there's always a whack job out there thinking that stuff. Riley says, I think it would do the same thing to Biden to give him the wrong meds. HPB, oops, dreadlocks. They aren't smart enough to pull that out. I don't know. Dry Creek saying thanks, Gary. Smoky Mountain Cats crew, make sure you check out their channel. They got a great channel. You guys are hitting it. I appreciate that. Hey, we're still trying to reach 10,000. Why do I look like Jerry Mahoney? I just showered. Still trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. So if you're out there and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe. I told you this before. I don't buy subscribers. I never will buy subscribers. There's no chance of that ever happening. And Miss Marie and I would like to hit 10,000. And we need your help. So please hit the like for tonight, for now. And also hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's free. It's free. I saw a YouTuber out there. I'm not going to mention their name, but they have 88,000 subscribers, and on their video, they had only 94 people take a look at the video. Huh? It doesn't make sense. 88,000, only 94 people watched your video. And if you check out all the videos, there are 100 and less and something like that. That's paid for subscribers. Not into it. Not into it at all. Riley Findley, do you go anywhere fun today? No, no, let me tell you, the last 4 or 5 days, I have been buried up to here in house stuff. Oh my God. I noticed, I'll try to make it short. And I'm coming through okay, right? You can hear me clearly through the microphone and stuff. Okay. Just a little bit. See, I'm not sure which mic it is, but at least you can hear me. I noticed the water pressure was getting low at the cabin. This has been going on for a couple of months. And I go, what's going on? I turn on the water. When we first moved here, it was great. It was flowing and flowing. So I noticed the other day when I was using my bidet, took care of business, turned it on, and it was like on. I go spitting on my butt like that. What? And then I turned it up full, and I thought maybe I turned it down. That was full. I go, what the hell? So I said, I'm pretty good at this stuff. So I said, all right, let me check the pressure and stuff. So I go to the bladder tank, and I look at the needle, and it says 30 pounds. I'm like, 30 pounds? It's supposed to be harder than that. And I said, all right. Maybe it's just old. I turn off the power, turn off the water, take the cover off, and I'm adjusting the pressure sensitive switch. It's a little box. It's a box, and there are 2 screws. And I'm adjusting, looking at the meter. It's going up. Oh, I go, oh, cool. Goes to 32 and goes just like that. I go, let me do that again. I twist it, go just like that. I go, shit. That's not good. That is not good. And I said, all right, let me commence to flushing everything. So I flushed the bladder tank. I flushed the water heater. I did everything. I do my routine because this is just the way I do things. And it made absolutely no difference. I went out and checked the pipes. I go in the dungeon there. I move the chains and the spider webs away and the dead bodies and all that stuff. And I look around at the piping and there's nothing wrong. I thought maybe there was a broken pipe. That was one of the first things I thought, a broken pipe, because that's why the pressure was low. Nope. Held all the pipes because I have all copper pipes done. And you can feel it. They're not moving. because normally you could feel, if you hold the pipe, it'll be vibrating. You can actually feel the water going through it. I said, no, nothing. So I let that go. I checked other stuff. It took me several days to get it all together. Finally, I called Clark's Plumbing and Well, and I love these guys. I give them a giant, there's the camera, a giant thumb up. Steve Clark, what a guy. I called him up, and he said, I'll see you tomorrow, which better. You try to go get a plumber, and I go, I'll see you next week. If you have no water and nothing there, I'll see you next week. So he came up. And he did his tests. He checked everything, and he says, you did all this already, didn't you? And I go, yeah. He said, I could tell. And he said, one place you didn't check was the well pump. And I said, well, I can't do that. I don't have a crane to pull all these piping and things. He says, personally, I think it's your well pump. That's what I think it is. And I said, and just by you telling me that, I needed to go use the bidet again because my butt was puckering. My butt was just puckering because I knew it was going to be expensive. So he pulled the pipe. You have to pull the piping out. He backed his crane in, and he raised it up and dropped it down, and they're pulling out pipe after pipe after pipe, hundreds and hundreds of feet they're going down. And he goes, this is the wiring is $4 a foot. I go, shit. And he's pulling all this piping out. I go, honey, are you opposed to being sold? She didn't find that very funny. I do have my coffee, by the way. So he finally got to the bottom, and he pulled it up, and he checked it, and he goes, yep, it's dead. It's dead. And then he tells me, he says, do you know when this pump was put in here? I go, no clue. I moved in and turned on the water. It worked. 1997 or 96. 1996 was when the pump was put in there, 28 years ago. He goes, you got your money's worth out of it. I said, well, I didn't own it since then. He goes, well, they got a good pump. I said, so what are we going to do? He says, I have pumps. He says, I suggest you go with the one I had was a 3/4 horse, they call it. He suggests going with a 1 horse. I said, will it make things better? He said, we'll give you some pressure. I said, let's do it. So he proceeded to do that. They finished that all in one day, put my new pump on, put all the piping back. And I'm telling you, my pressure has never been better than it is now. Never. Even when we first bought the cabin, I sat on that bidet, and I'm sitting there, and I turned that thing, and if I started to sing, it would have been, it would, oh, this is amazing. This water is amazingly cool and refreshing. Yeah. It was the best sit down I've had in a long time. It lifted me off the seat 2 inches, but it was good. So that's just one of the things. I have other things that I did for the last 4 or 5 days too. Let me go back and say hello. Gary with 2 R's. Tammy says prayers. Okay. PB. Thanks, Gary. Smoky Mountain Cats crew. Hello to Dry Creek. Riley saying, okay, that's where we left off. Yes, that fun. A little bit of fun today. Dry Creek. Ooh, you will get there. Just don't buy subscribers like something. No, it'll never happen. Denise said it will never happen. I'm not desperate for subscribers, and I don't survive off of you guys. You go to some of these other channels, they're surviving off of you. I do this because I have nothing better to do. I mean, Miss Marie's down in the kitchen right now. She's scrubbing pots. I made spaghetti. I made Filipino spaghetti, by the way. I'm sorry I didn't put another light on over here, which is really over here, because I have a shadow over here, and I'm sorry. Skip ads. I don't want to skip the damn ads. It says skip ads, and I can't reach it. I'm sorry. So she's doing dishes right now, but I did a lot of work down in the dungeon area there. I've been in the process of putting filters on the watering system, and I'm doing it myself because I know how. And so that's another thing that I did today. So yesterday was the pump. Actually, the last 3 days was the pump, because by the time we figured out for sure what it was, And then they did that. And then today I put one filter system in. I'm going to put another one in maybe tomorrow, I think. And then I got another one doing the whole house that I'll be putting in. Just because I can. Thank you, Nancy. Dry Creek says, thank you, Nancy. Can hear you good. Thank you. I'm just going. Riley says it's hot here today. Yeah, took the temperature in Gatlinburg. How hot was it, Riley, in Gatlinburg? Because it felt like 100 here. Shirley Shawhan, how are you? Hi, Dry Creek. Sorry, missing you both. Ken. I think this partisan attack ads you see on TV and social media need to go. Not only are they annoying, but they could be also part of, I agree, inciting what we saw today. I agree. Social media has a very powerful way of making people think they need to do something. Dry Creek, I don't know. I'll be using the bathroom next time, but I think you should, Denise. I think you'll have a wonderful experience, a pleasant experience, and a very minty experience. It's really a best investment I ever made. Listen, if you do anything for your hubby or loved one, buy a bidet. You'll thank me later. You may think it's a little weird, but I'm telling you, you'll thank me later. Nothing like it. Riley says 95, I think, when I checked at noon. The humidity was up, wasn't it? Because it felt really sticky. Riley, Charlie Bovair, how are you? Elvis is in the house. I don't know if I missed anybody. I'm sorry if I missed you. So that's what I'm doing. So I finished the down in the laundry room, putting the filtering system in. So I'm working on now. I think next I'm going to go do by upstairs here, and then I'll go down to the dungeon to do the whole house. So this way I'm catching anything that may be coming in. Not that there isn't, because the water is clear, and this is an artesian well that we're having. My well man told me that. He's the guy who actually put the well in when this place was built. And the reason I called him is because his name stickers were all over all of the equipment in here. I said, well, he's the guy that did it, so he's got to know. And what had happened a couple of months back is I had a question about the well, and I think it was because the pressure was varying. And I won't mention his name. I wish I could, but I won't. On the phone, okay, never came out here. Got on the phone and said, this is what's happened. And he goes, well, son, sounds like you need a new well. Yes, sir. That well is going to cost you $7,900, and that's not including the wire. Wire is going to be this much more. We'll be there tomorrow morning. I said, you haven't even come on out to check it. Well, I'm doing this a long time, son, long time. And I think you need a new well. Thank you much. I'll talk to you some other time. I clicked the phone down. Scam artist. Rocket launcher. Hello, Jeff. Hope it's all well with you and Miss Marie. Yes, everything is doing well. Can't complain. Just a few hiccups with the house, but that's when you own a house, you got to fix things. So when they go wrong, I jump right out and fix them. My next endeavor is when the leaves fall off, I got a new chainsaw. So I'm going to be chainsawing all these little saplings around the house. They popped up. This weather has made things grow like I have never seen. Things have grown where they've never grown in all the years we've been here. So they're going to be gone. Oh, they will be gone. Let's see what else I do. That's good coffee. Change the oil on both cars. Change the oil on the Legacy and on Ethel and Walter. Ethel is my car. Walter is Miss Marie's car. Changed the oil, checked all the fluids, topped everything off the way they're supposed to. Put new windshield wipers on Miss Marie's car. I already put new ones on mine. Charlie Bovair, way up dry up here in West Virginia. Yeah, well, it's dry meaning humidity-wise, Charlie, because it's not here. It's really damp. But sometimes it's like, it beats Florida. Wouldn't go back to Florida if you begged me. If you paid me, I wouldn't go back to Florida. I never think of a day there other than my radio and TV days. That's the only thing I remember, and that I'll go back to and go, oh, I did this. I remember that. But that's it. That's it. I hated it any other time. It just was too darn hot for me. And it must be getting hotter from what I understand. People are really getting steamed out there. Dry heat. That sounds pretty good. What's your temperature there, Charlie, during the day? What's your highs reach? Riley, did you hear about the people in Pigeon Forge who were their house? Oh, yeah, taken by eminent domain. Yeah, I've been following that for a while, for about a year. Yeah, they bulldozed it down. Now, there are two sides to a story and then the truth, okay? They bought the house as an investment, if you read the story. Seemed like nice people. They invested a lot of money. Let me catch up with here. Gary with 2 R's. Jeff, you may need soundproof the bathroom. Those pleasurable sounds may be misunderstood. Well, no, I want people to hear me hitting those high notes. I want windows breaking. Oh, wait, let me do one of these. God, I have no muscles left. Let me do one of those. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Huh? What does he do? Oh, yeah, he goes, guess something like that. What an a-hole. What an a-hole. 90s. Even hit 100 today. Ouch. We've been following that too. I hope so. Jimmy Spencer, 99. Oh, God, that's so hot. Too hot. Too hot, too hot, too hot. I saw him the other day. What was he, flexing for dollars or something? He's going, hey. Oh, you can't see it in the camera. Hey. There's a person that has no self-esteem and a real critical problem. Really. Yeah, Gary, thank you. Gotta do one of those. There was a day, but I don't have. Look. I have a, I have a lunch lady arm. Look. So does he. Look. Oh my Lord. Look at. Well, I'm 70. I can get away with that. Oh, that's disgusting, honey. I got a lunch lady arm. That really is sad. Super sad. Tom, don't you use that. It's wiggles. Well, it wiggles. That's so wrong. Jimmy says it's supposed to be 100 degrees all next week. Yeah, it's supposed to get pretty hot here next week. Riley says they bought it as an investment property, right, and refused Pigeon Forge's offer. Now, here's the thing, Riley. Now, I think I know that you're in this business. Am I correct? They should have investigated before they closed on that house, all liens, all encumbrances. And if the government or the county or whoever they dealt with, the title company, knew that this property was being looked at as a potential road or another property, it was going to be an RV, or it was subject to, they should have done due diligence and checked further into it before they invested. I guess it was around what, $100,000 or maybe $150,000. You tell me. Look, but thank you, Frog King. I appreciate that. I do appreciate it. Because if you said, God, you look a little bit like him. No, Charlie Bovier, lift a little weight. Yeah, I really should, but I can't. Not with my heart. I have to be very careful, Charlie. Gary 2 R's. I know of a gym in Gatlinburg. Yeah, I bet. Maybe him and I should go work out together. Right? Riley says, no, I'm poor 24 years from Ohio. Okay, somebody on here is in real estate, and I forget who it is. But before you buy a piece of property and you deal with your title company, which is supposed to do all the background checks on your property. They're supposed to find out are there any liens or encumbrances, anything. And if they're privy to it, they are obligated to do it. It's part of their fiduciary duty. But some of them around here, that's right, Denise. Now, am I right on what I said? Now, if that property was known to potentially be up for grabs from the government or from an investor, and or that there was a road going near or through it, they should have known that. Now, from the stories that I remember seeing her talking about, she said, well, there was supposed to be a road going around here and then around there and around. It was very vague in the explanation. So I had to scratch my head on that. Riley says, he blocked me on. I hate these little hearts that come up right over. There we go. He blocked me on his live. Oops. Let me take that out of there. Blocked me on his live because I told him to work. Can't take a joke, right? Dry Creek. If there was known, it should have been disclosed to the buyers. Yes, it should have been brought out to the table before they signed. I think, now this is just an opinion, I think they knew something was going on because I do remember her saying we bought it as an investment property. So it wasn't for them to live in. Like at first the story said, my grandchildren will grow up here and all that. And then later on came out, it was an investment property to rent out. So, okay, talking out of both sides of your mouth. I think what happened is they took a gamble. They threw the dice. They got snake eyes. And that happens in the investment world. And I've always told people, if you can't afford to lose it, don't get involved. If you're going to try an investment and trying to be a mega, what do they call it, a mega millionaire or a mega investor, you've got to be ready to lose a whole lot before you get some back, because it just works that way. So maybe next time when they buy a place, they'll get a good title company that says you might want to think. Now, real estate people, if they're working for this company and you say, oh, I want to go look at that house over there, they're not obligated to tell you anything unless you ask about it. And even then, they'll lie. No offense, Denise, but I'm sure you've run into a few. You've got to do your own homework. You've got to do due diligence. You've got to investigate your property. If you're going to make a major investment, why wouldn't you spend the few extra hours, days, or months to ask the questions? Go to the county clerk. Go to where, like I did. I went to the complex in Sevierville and I asked them, I want to see the floodplain maps. I did that in Florida. That's why I bought where I bought. My property in Florida was 222 feet above sea level. Everyone else was at sea level or below sea level. I said, I don't want to live there because one, I don't want to have to pay flood insurance. And two, I don't want to be flooded. So where I bought it was called the Hawthorne Ridge. And it was a place where the tectonics met together, and it's a ridge that's 220 feet long. It goes for miles and miles and miles. And that's where I bought my property, 20 acres up there. And my house was high on the hill. And even then, I still got flood insurance just to be sure. I'm just that way. Riley says, I think you would be a really good tour guide. I used to do tours. I did interpretive tours for the Withlacoochee State Park, Fort Foster. Look it up sometime. Fort Foster. And that was a fort that has now been reconstructed on the almost exact location on the Withlacoochee River. And this is after I left Silver Springs. Silver Springs got taken over by the state and they fired everybody and they brought their own little monkeys in, their own little drones in there. So I left that and I used to raise exotic animals. This is when I was taking a break from radio. I got burned out on radio and I wanted to do something else. And so I went there working for the state. And that was fun. Did interpretive tours. I got dressed up in the garb and all that stuff. That's when I was thinner and younger. And I drove a Jeep that had a a trailer behind it that took, I think, 15 or 18 people. And we were driving through the Withlacoochee State Forest along the river. And we actually drove on what was left of the trail that was Fort King. The road was Fort King. You look it up on the map, you'll see where Fort King goes through. And the wagon wheel tracks were still there. You could see where the wagon wheel tracks went off and stuff like that. So we drove through all that, and I talked to them about the Indians and the times, everything that was going on at that time. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that. I learned a lot. That's what I do. Rick Paley, how are you? Hello, Jeff. It's been a while, I know, down in Naples, Florida, visiting my brother. I just love this weather. Like how, what, hot and damp? No, never coming back. Gary with 2 R's. Was Silver Springs, where were you? Was Silver Springs where you had the glass? Yes, the glass bottom boats. Absolutely. Yep, I worked for them. I had left. I was news director at WMFQ WOCA in Gainesville and Ocala. They own 2 stations, so I worked for both of them. I got tired of the politics there. I did good. I was news director, but I was always told what I can write about and what I can't write about. And I came across a couple of really hot stories. I guess I can get away with it now. There was one story. It was MFM Mining. I don't even know if they're still in business anymore. And this is when I was at WMFQ, the FM station, 94.9. And I discovered through talking with different resources that this mining company was mining cat litter, clay cat litter. And I was told by this person, and they bought me a sample. They showed it to me. We met at a clandestine location, and it showed me a bag full of this clay, allegedly taken from the area that they're mining. And it had human bones in it. Human bones. Now, they weren't new. You could tell they were old. They were in clay, but they were clearly human bone, teeth, and all that stuff. And he goes, they're in there with and they're digging up old Indian mounds. And they were doing it by hundreds of acres. And I investigated it and found out that that area that they were in was part of several Indian nations, as a burial ground, and nobody knew about it. So I blew the whistle on that thing. It raised holy hell because I didn't know that the powers that be in town were the owners, part owners of this property that was being mined to make cat litter. And they were not happy with the fact that every TV station and news station came in there. And so I guess it's time for me to because I wasn't going to win. I knew better. You know, I know when to lick my wounds and get on out. And that's when I went to work for Silver Springs. I believe the state stepped in, from what I heard, and made them stop and go somewhere else. But the damage had already been done because other people then heard the story and they went out there and they pulled out skulls and beads and all sorts of things. So they let the nations know, and they got all riled up. Don't want to do that. Riley, is there any tour guides in Gatlin Pigeon Forge National Park? Not that I'm aware of, and that you could pay them to drive you around cool spots. That'd be an interesting thing to do. I would have to have a separate vehicle. I wouldn't want to take people in my vehicle. It would have to be, you've got Pink Jeep tours and then Smoky Mountain tours. Now, I've never been on either one of them, but I have heard their spiel. And their spiel isn't bad. They talk more about the Smoky Mountains, and the tour itself, it takes a few hours. There are time frames you can buy. There's a couple hours. You look it up. There's a quarter day, half day, all day type of thing. Now, I don't know how in depth they get into the heritage or the real history, because there's a lot of history here that goes in deeper than, oh, look at the waterfalls, or, oh, look at the bear. that you just paid me $275 so you could look a bear 300 yards away. I should charge admission, come up to the cabin, and you can sit with me on the deck, and we can watch bear all day long coming up. Because who came up before? Daisy came. Oh, remind me. Betty came up just a little while ago. Betty Bear is one of Rosie's babies, who's getting bigger, but still she's not that gigantic. She's very loving, very caring. But yesterday, when the well people were wrapping up what they're doing, they'd come into the house, and Steve was checking the pressure and everything. I said, okay, everything's good. Let's go. He opened up the door. There's Daisy Bear with her baby standing right there at the door by the deck. And I remember I had warned him. I said, when you're digging, watch for the bear. And he looked at me like, yeah, okay. You know, people say it all the time. He goes, yeah, you're right about the bear. I go, yeah. I said, they sit up here all the time. And Denise will tell you from Dry Creek that they've come up to the house. They've come up to the cabin. And Rosie be sitting on the stairs or standing or sitting and around. Is that not right, Denise? There's a couple of Jeep tours. Yeah, there are. Exit stage left. Yep, Denise knows. She was here, and Joshy was sitting in his chair, and he pooped his pants, I think. He was sitting next to me, and we're sitting there talking, and I said, you're being watched. And he's looking around. I said, look to your left. And he looked at 11. There's Rosie, 350 pounds of her right there. And he leaned over, and he went into full fetal. I thought I heard him say, Mama. And then, pretty sure I heard that. Pretty sure. Yeah, that is. That's Rosie's deck. Rosie rules that deck. And Daisy and the babies. Now I got a whole bunch of raccoons with babies. I lost count how many raccoons and babies I have now. If I go out right now, there's babies out there. There's babies. And yeah, I feed them. Yeah, I feed my raccoon babies. I love them. Joshy and Stacy, I don't think that's the way it went. Somehow I knew you were not very far away. Now, did you or did you not curl up in your fetal position? And did you poop in your pants? Did you poop your pants? What's Joshy's famous statement? It's a bear. Thank you. She is beautiful. It's a damn bear. Oh, God. So the last place on the planet he wanted to be was sitting out there with me. And I told him, whatever you do, don't run. Riley, do bears still hibernate in the Smokies, or do they move around? They, that's a misnomer about hibernating. They rest. They gather. If the weather is nice during the winter, they'll go out and they'll gather what they can, then go back to their den, just so that they keep the fat on them. That's why they forage all summer, spring, summer long, to get put on the weight for the winter. A lot like you guys and me, right? We eat, or we go and get gas station pizza and pop like a tick, or we eat 7 cinnamon rolls because we're getting ready for the winter. Joshy, maybe a little. Joshy, I know you. If I had my camera, which I did, I wish I could have taken a picture of you fully fetal in a rocking chair. Yeah, we're still allowing Dry Creek. Well, they pay me. They pay me every month. They send $1 bill. Jimmy Spencer saying hello to Joshy and Stacy. Joshy and Stacy, hi, Jimmy. Dry Creek bearded jerk, Josh. You can tell we love each other. Can't you just feel the love tonight? Yeah. I'm moving the keyboard off my lap, if it's okay with you. I'm not even really dressed properly. I'm sorry. I was really taken aback by Trump getting shot. I mean, that really bothered me. And I warned you, and I saw Alex Jones and many of other. I did just a month or two ago. I said, look, these people aren't going to stop. These people are not going to stop and accept what's going on. And I don't know how, and it's an opinion. I don't know how they're going to prove they're involved because they're very good at covering their tracks. So I'm anxious to see what's going on. But the guy did get killed, and they didn't have to kill him. They could have winged him and then beat the hell out of him and got the truth. But you know how that is. Look what happened to Oswald. They had him in custody. Take him downstairs, right? Take him on downstairs, waiting for Jack Ruby to come along and pop him in the belly because they were all involved. It's how it is. Frog King. That's the way the order of cinnamon rolls. One of every, please. And you know what I'm talking about, right, Tom? 7. That's, one would be more than enough for one human. But 7, that is gluttony at its best. And I love when the holier than thous, oh, wear this and wear that. They don't even follow the 7 rules, the 7 deadly sins. And they're guilty of more than just the one sin. Joshy and Stacy saying, well, Spaceman Dudley, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a while. In fact, I think Miss Marie asked, were you all right? Jimmy Spencer saying hello to Spaceman. You all right? Well, you got to be. You're on here. Good evening, Jim. Yeah, okay, fine. That's cool. I'm glad you're here. Frog King, it was 10. At 10? Oh, I only counted 7. Where'd the other 3 come in? 10 cinnamon rolls. They're almost as bad as Yitz. Have you noticed Yitz doesn't wear his wedding ring anymore? He can't fit it on his sausage fingers. Have you known? Neither does she. What, honey? Miss Marie is reminding me. Love you, honey. Mean it. Riley, I don't think the Yankees and the Smokies anymore. No, their numbers have dropped. If you've noticed that their people watching numbers have dropped. So, and they live off that money. That's why I would, I would never trust this platform to get me through to retirement. You got to be a little smarter than that. Spaceman said, I'm doing good, except my back and legs. I think I need WD-40. Getting squeaky. Time for the Creaky Bone Mobile Home Park. Everybody, we're taking up a collection. Spaceman Dudley, getting him to the Creaky Bone Mobile Home Park. Frog King Tom. They drive 12 hours to go to Dairy Queen. Yeah, they went to, what was that? The first one? Was it in Missouri or something like that? To go to Dairy Queen. And they didn't just eat a cone. They stayed under the machine like that. I mean, God. Ready? No, I think it's like this. Ready? I'm ready. It's getting to the point where I feel I'm getting dumbed down by YouTube. I'm watching the videos. I'm going, I guess everybody who's on here, not present company, but you have to be brain dead or have a frontal lobotomy in order to produce a video. Forget about content. Nobody does any content. Nobody can do anything without a script. Do you see a script around here? Hell no. Miss Marie, did you like the spaghetti? Hello? Yes. I made Filipino spaghetti. But none of you know what Filipino spaghetti is. What exactly the sideways thumb? I don't know. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, look. How many times actually has she fell in a well? I think more than once. Did you see the video where they showed where she fell into the well in Michigan? She goes, that's where I fell in the well. Holy shit. It's true. I thought everyone was just making it up. And you picked her over the doper over 420? Holy mackerel. The sideways is, they can't figure horizontal or north, so it's, yeah. Frog King Tom. I drove 1 hour to go to an Italian restaurant tonight. It would go. Riley, where'd you go? I didn't think anybody does authentic anything anymore. It's all out of a frozen box. Frog King fell in a well, went cross-eyed, got kicked by a mule, eyes back normal. Yes. Yes. Yeah. There's some real, you have to admit, there's some entertaining buffoonery on YouTube now. I mean, you got the barnyard bovines doing their world travels. Can't even read a plaque that's in front of a historic building. I know, I'm sorry. Can't even read a plaque to say what it is. He goes, well, I think this in Michigan, I'm knowing for this. Oh, I have to laugh. Oh, God. Sideways thumb means the person is happy to go with group decision. I don't know what it means. I have no idea. No idea. I just love watching some of them out there that have these astronomical numbers, subscribers, and then you go to their views and they're, you know what I was talking about, under 200 views in a week. It's like, I could put up a blank screen and get 200. Sometimes I do, but I still get the 200. At least that's what Google said. Spaceman does, yeah. Riley says, the heart is in the way again. Somebody hit space or something. God, I need to call YouTube and say, would you please get rid of the stupid heart in my screen? I can't read it. Somebody type something and hit there. Thank you. Riley says it was in Worcester, Ohio. Was an Italian family who opened a restaurant with the pasta and garlic bread with the oil. Oh, yes. It's the way to do it if you're going to do it. Little garlic knots. He called them rolls. They're knots with olive oil and garlic. Now, I remember when I lived up in Gainesville, Florida, that was a normal thing. And I'm olive oil and garlic. Now, I remember when I lived up in Gainesville, Florida, that was a normal thing. And this is going back to 1985. We used to go there. It was in the college town. And that's, you sat down, you got a basket of knots, and it was dripping in olive oil and garlic. And then you ordered your pizza, and they made the grace. I can't remember the name of the place, but everybody and their aunt. This is from the University of Gainesville. And everyone went there to eat. It was the absolute best of all. Jackie, how many people do you buy subscribers in the Smokies? I don't actually know how to do it. I think Joshy knows because he studied that. I mean, and I think Rob has too, haven't you, Rob? I mean, you look into all that stuff. I think you can find that out. And if you can't do it by your own abilities, get out of this business. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to your subscribers. Oh, Jackie says, how many people do you think buy subscribers in the Smokies? Four that I'm pretty sure of. Rob, correct me if I'm wrong. Four that I'm pretty sure of. Riley says, I quit watching the Yits. I wanted to see someone stuff their face. Yeah, go to Golden Corral. Frog King. Some people just aren't fun to watch. Yeah, you're right. Some it's just hideous to watch. And one thing I found, and this is just an observation on my part, some of these people have such low self-esteem and they're craving for attention that they feel this is the way they get it. You know, they were the ones like in school or at home where they'd be in front of everybody or making a lot of noise or pulling the tail of a cat just to get attention. I think this has a lot to do with that. I don't know what to say. I feel sorry for a lot of them because it'll never amount to anything. It'll never go anywhere. But yet in their own mind, they're stars. They're delusional. They think they're stars, and they're not. You're just on a social media. Dry Creek. Hey, Jeff. Rob. Oh, hey, Rob. Just studied about it after I noticed a Smoky Mountain channel gained exactly 153 subs in 13 days in a row and had almost no views or comments. Thank you, Rob. There you go. You're not just hearing it from me, okay? It's out there. The people had gained 153 subscribers for 13 days in a row. What are the odds of that? 153, 13 days in a row, and almost no views or comments. Pretty obvious to me that they're paid for. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. I can always count on you, sir. I like watching another channel in the Smokers I just found called Adventurers Out There. Oh, they've been around for a while. They seem to be okay people. I never met them. I don't stalk other YouTubers. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm in my own little world, and I'm happy. What can I say? I do this for you guys. You know, when I go to Gatlinburg and all that, I do it for you. I like driving around myself, so I just kind of include you in my world for a while. I don't do it so I can go visit this country and that country on your dime. I don't. It's pretty tacky. It's pretty ballsy, if you have to say so. Dry Creek. And she also has, by the way, you don't mess around with Denise. She's got the highly coveted blue wrench of love. Riley says, oh, yeah, you got that one already. I'm sorry. I thought it moved. It was just my eyes that were moving. They do that sometimes. Jackie, that is crazy. Someone needs to expose it. How do they get away with it? There's nothing to get away with, Jackie. You can buy it, and anybody can do it. Rob, give an idea how you can. There are companies out there that even TikTok does it to me all the time. That's why I don't post on TikTok anymore. I noticed that on my TikTok channel, no matter what I put up, good or bad, and I think some of my stuff is pretty good, it only gets between 200 and 300 views. And then right under that, it says, if you want to increase your views, hit here. So I hit there, and it says, for $12, you can get this. For $20, you get this. And we guarantee you X amount of viewers. I said, no, I don't even get paid on TikTok. I'm not even monetized. I go, why would I want to do this? So I just stopped. If you notice, I haven't posted on TikTok in a while. Once in a while, I'll put the bear up there, but I do it so you can see it, but I don't do it because I'm making any money, because I am not monetized on TikTok, and I do not plan to do it. I don't want the Communist Party to have any of my money, and I'm almost done with them anyway. Frog King, Japan, home of the hamburger sushi. Ooh, I don't know if I like the. I've never had hamburger sushi. Maybe Miss Marie, would you like hamburger sushi? Oh, she must have went downstairs. She's probably downstairs. Oh, is Tracy still on? Tracy, you still on? See if she's still on. Jeff, you need to come and take a drive on Mountain City, Tennessee. What's in Mountain City? What be there? What be? I'm trying to think what else. I don't. You know what? Denise, well, all of you. How many times have you seen the Yankee whales in the wild? Barnyard bovines. That's what they are. Now, what is that virus? No, I'm not. Don't sell me stuff while I'm live. I got an ad just came across my screen. What the hell? What the hell? Spaceman. Not a lot. But the prettier than the Smoky. Prettier than the Smokies. Oh, that's pretty hard to do. Pretty hard. I got forget where I saw it. Could have been TikTok. But those cameras for your car, what do they call them? Dash cameras? For protect. It's not for doing my videos or anything. It's a nice little thing. I got two of them, one for each car, one for Ethel and one for Walter, and they're only I'd say about that big. Can you see that? About that long. I can't see any. A little bit wider than this. Where's the camera? That's a stone. And it's got dual cameras. It faces the front. It also has a movable camera. They both move, and you can get the inside or the back, and then the front, and it runs continuously. Even comes with an SD card. You plug it in to your cigarette lighter. I've got everything all wired up in the cars, but it runs continuously. And when it runs out, if you didn't stop it and save it, it just keeps running. Just keeps running. And it was $12. It was cheap. Remember when what Garmin? What they used to charge $300, $400, $500 to have a dash cam. Remember that? Dash cam, yeah. Check it out, Denise. I mean, it was $12.96 if I'm not mistaken, and it really clear 1080p. And I like the fact that the inside camera I can turn. I wish I would have brought it up here, but you can turn it. You can rotate it, and the front one you can rotate as well. I go, wow. And it fits right up there at the top. You don't even see it. Because in the cars, I've got two cameras permanently mounted. Then I mount two others when I'm driving around. Riley, they will need new shocks in that yellow short bus soon. And I'm surprised. Probably the reason they don't drive is because they don't fit in it anymore. You can't be a really big boy and fit inside a Jeep. They're not meant for that. They're not really comfortable. I don't know. They drive mommy's car, because mommy don't drive, so I guess he hornswoggled that out of her somehow. Dry Creek. Many sites out there to purchase subs, views, comments, likes, etc. Fever, Fiverr, is that correct? Rapid Views, Social Wick, and many, many more. Thank you, Denise, or Rob, whoever, either or. Right there. There. Go to right where Rob or Denise or somebody filled that out. You can go on there and you can purchase whatever you want. Sure, I could have done that. Sure, any one of us could, say I'm going to take $20, $50, or I'm sure there are some big numbered people out there that dumped in hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, to make themselves fit in a certain category. And to me, that's BS. If your content doesn't get you there, then you don't deserve to be there. Maybe that's why I'm not at 10,000. My content sucks. Dry Creek. Oh, we got that one right. Frog King. I'll be at 1,000 by Friday. Is that Friday that you got to hit the enter one more time because there's a red heart right there. Anybody know how to get rid of that? It's at the bottom right hand of my screen, and I don't want that there. I've tried to move it, but it doesn't move. By Friday now. Okay, great. Frog King, thank you. Dry Creek. Rob typed that. I know nothing about that. So don't say that. Don't say that. You're very knowledgeable. Yes. Don't do that. You should see, Denise, some of the new stones that came in at Pigeon Forge Traders gift shop. Really quality stones. Real nice names and beautifully carved. And it was $7.98. There's a whole bunch of them. I can't believe I couldn't pick that up when I went to the shows. And I used to go to the shows because I had two metaphysical stores after I got rid of the radio station. And I couldn't buy them for that. Couldn't buy them for these are the real deal, $7.98. Go check it out. And it's only at Pigeon Forge Traders on Parkway, across from Golden Corral in Pigeon Forge. Do check it out. Have you tried the hot dog hamburger buffet in Severely? No, what is that, right? Hot dog hamburger buffet? I have not heard of it. What? Oh, do tell. Really? We'll have to take a look. Yeah, you really need to. I saw them yesterday. I didn't even know they were there. I came up to the counter, was talking with Miss Marina. I go, when did you get these? Oh, they just came in. I go, wow, beautiful. Tiger's eye, as big as your fist, carved. I'm sorry, I'm not following the camera. Carved into, one was a heart, a beautiful heart, tiger's eye. Another one was a mushroom, beautifully carved. And I go, $7.98. Dang, son. Dang. Patricia Bailey, how are you? Hugs all the way around, and hugs all the way around to you. Cajun OGO, hello. Haven't seen you in a while, Cajun. Where you been? Where the heck you been? It was so hot out. Neither one of my cars would make the car cold. It would just make it kind of cool, but not, frostbitten. And everyone else was suffering too. Excuse me. I needed to take. Daddy needs his medicine. It has been a while, Cajun. Finley, it's a joke. Oh, I've seen this hot dog hamburgers buffet in Sevierville for $8.99 when I was there last. I don't know where that is, but a hot dog for $8.99. That reminds me, when I lived in Florida, in Brooksville, there was called the place Coney Island Dogs, the original Coney. I don't know if any of you have been there. Coney Island Dogs. It's been there since the 30s, and that's all they do is hot dogs and French fries, stuff like that. Man, they had the home of the foot long. Put our foot in your mouth. That was their slogan, and it was a foot long hot dog, really well done. It was not a cheapy hot dog. It was top quality. And they had, I don't know, 20, 30 toppings that you could choose from. And there was always a line. Coney dogs. Coney dogs, Coney Island hot dogs in Brooksville. I think it was on 301. Yeah, 301. If you're in that way, it is worth. If you're down there, it is worth going there. Great place. It's so hot in Louisiana. Oh God, I could imagine the humidity in Louisiana. I've been down there. Ooh, I passed through there, and it was just too damn hot for me. No, skip ad. Again, they want to play ads. I don't. That interferes with the continuity here, folks. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The mirth and merriment that we're having here. Riley says the cows will come to the buffet for a deal, but they don't think what the food is going to do to them. No, they don't do it. They don't think what the food will do to them. Jimbo's cruising. Hey, Dry Creek. Hey, Jimbo. Sherry Hayes recently became a subscriber. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Pete, please keep Gatlinburg original. Let it, or you're trying to, where did you just go? Let it turn into Orlando, or don't let it turn into Orlando, meaning woke. Yeah, I agree. That's always one of my biggest fears, Sherry, is that some of these great places are going to go wacko left. I've already seen tagging in Sevierville and Pigeon Forge. It's not in English either. Tagging on buildings. Tagging here, tagging there. Now, those people that do that, just my opinion now, just my opinion, both hands cut off. Just cut them right off. Tagging ends. Case closed. Problem solved. But people like that, those are roaches. La cucaracha. They're roaches. They don't deserve to be here. They're roaches. That's right. I mean it too. I've seen some really great places go to crap because the La Cucarachas come in and they tag everything, their gang thing. It's like, first of all, you're a gang, so you're already under my shoe. You are not worth the breath in my mouth to talk to. You're a piece of dung. So tagging just confirms to me what you are. You're useless, most likely unemployed, most likely come from a really bad dysfunctional family, and you're probably not very honest, because if you're doing that, you're defacing property. So already that's against you. So you're a roach, or as Miss Marie calls them, ipis. Roaches are ipis in Filipino. Riley. Oh no. Okay. Jimbo's is High Dry Creek. Sherry says recently became a subscriber. Yes. I can't make them not woke, but unfortunately, a lot of the Californians, the wacko left. They're moving here and they're buying up the expensive housing because they sold their places for a gazillion here, and they're buying up the expensive housing because they sold their places for a gazillion dollars, and they want to turn this place into into a shithole like from where they live with their wacko ideas. Excuse me for that. Okay, but it has to be strong sometimes. You know what I mean? It's got to be said. Barb Stewart, how are you? Hello from Idaho. I don't get very many people from Idaho. Some of these comments cracking me up too funny. I think a lot of these channels are running their course. Yeah, I agree with you, Barb. I do. I think that's nature. It's a way of weeding out the weaklings, cutting out the dead wood, because a lot of them, after a while, you've seen it all. It's the same old crap. This one's at this ice cream place tomorrow. That one's there, then they're there. How good can it be? It's ice cream. That's all it is. Ice cream. Or it's a hamburger. Or I love this one. This macaroni and cheese is the best I've ever had. It's macaroni and cheese. Comes in a box. You add water or milk, stir, and boil. And I mean, maybe there might be a few restaurants that boil their own noodles and melt their own processed cheese, but it's still mac and cheese. There's no culinary magic going on there. There's no chefmanship. There's no crafting involved in using that word loosely. And these people think they're connoisseurs. Oh, Winston, what do you think of the mac and cheese? Best I've ever had. It's macaroni and cheese. It's a burger. It's a hot dog. And people fall for it. They get 10, 20, 30,000 views. Look, these cinnamon buns, all 400 of them, the best I've ever had. Doesn't matter that you're going to lose, your toes on your right leg in a couple of weeks because your diabetes just kicked in. Oh, I don't care how many toes I have to lose. This muffin is fantastic. Oh, boy. Dry Creek. Denise, did you find? I think Denise knows what I'm talking about. Excuse me. Sorry, my sinuses today. What did I miss? I'm sorry. Kevin Music. What up? What up to you? I'm doing real good tonight, Kevin. Doing real good. I'm just relaxing. I've had a very, very trying couple of days here. Just working hard on doing some stuff. And I'm making some real headway in the things I really need to get done. And I've been putting them off for too long. And I said, all right, put your big boy pants on, put that cinnamon donut down, and get to work. I will say hello to Miss Marie. I will. Riley, I got food poisoning from the CC's in Gatlinburg when I was just there. I haven't been to a CC's since I lived in Florida. That's the last time. I wasn't impressed. I know it's cheap and everything, but you never want to get food poisoning from anywhere. I know I've had it. That's when you need your bidet doing double time. Mm-hmm. You'll thank me when you get a bidet. Please listen to me. Listen to me today, hear me tomorrow. Please get a bidet. You won't regret it. I know. Camera's here. I know you're going, why? What? If you haven't tried one, try it. Try it. I don't know if your friends have one. Can I use your bidet? Can I hose my butt out in your bidet? It does more than just your butt, ladies, if you understand what I'm saying. The good ones have a front and a rear washer thing there. It's like a window washer for your butt, but it's better. It's better. I'm trying to be as clean as I can. I don't care how many times, please excuse this. I don't care how many times you wipe, there's something there. I don't care. You can use 2 rolls of toilet paper. There's still something there. You use a bidet, squeaky clean. You know when you brush your teeth and it goes, eek, that there. You will be squeaky clean. And your throat and sinuses will be washed out too. Riley, I'm sorry you got food poisoning. I won't be heading over to CC's in Gatlinburg anytime soon. Riley says, I hear they get a Social Security card when they cross the border now. Yes, and 5K. They get a Social Security card. They get a like a debit card with X amount of dollars on it. And for what I understand, $2,800 a month. They also get a voters, and this is no kidding, a voters registration card, and it's from the Democratic Party that is handing them out. Now, this is just hearsay. I haven't been down to the border lately, but that's what I'm told. I really think things are going to get weirder, just my observation, now that Trump was an assassination attempt. If you haven't figured this out yet, Trump was shot. His right ear got hit by a bullet. One person's already died in the stands, and there's at least one other hurt, maybe more, and they killed the shooter. That's the part I don't like. They killed the shooter. If these guys are so damn good, if these Secret Service guys are so good, they should be able to shoot, not to kill. Shoot him in the leg. No, shoot him in the shoulder, immobilize him, take him, interrogate him, and find out who signed the check. But I have a funny feeling this is more deep state stuff. Just an opinion. Just an opinion. Okay? So if I come up missing, you don't hear from me in a few weeks, I don't know where I'm going to be. But it probably isn't going to be a good place. Oh, God. Jackie says, so interesting. So many websites to buy. Wouldn't it be interesting to get the date on some of these? Yes. 153 days. Imagine that. For days. Are they ashamed? You would think they would be, Jackie. You would think those people would be ashamed, but they're so driven by the falseness of what they think they are. They all think they're stars. I mean, they walk around, you know what I'm talking about. They walk around thinking they're Brad Pitt or they're Johnny Depp or something. No, you're not. You're usually really insecure people with a lot of head problems. And you're out there with a phone. I mean, any idiot can do this. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I made my living in radio and TV before this stuff hit the market. I worked hard. I worked days, if not weeks, to produce a show and get the great outdoors and dockside dining. And when I did my radio show a whole night before, I'd be up prepping and writing script and getting things done. Now you just grab a phone, point, and start babbling. And all of a sudden, you're a gazillionaire, right? Or at least you think you are. There's no thought put into it. There's no talent. I haven't seen talent yet. No talent. Something that would keep me glued to the TV or the phone. Nothing. Oh, I missed a bunch. Sorry. Let me get back to it. Okay. Riley. If I were rich, I would pay you a lot at a radio show again and make fun of haters in the call. Well, thank you very much. That's pretty much what I did for a living. Radio Chaos, Kaos, where great news, information, sports, and fun come completely out of chaos. It was a long time ago. Riley, I went to try the milkshake bar in Gatlinburg when I'm there next time. Oh, Are you going to go there? You going to go to Crazy Mason, get the $300 diabetic special? Did you see that video those idiots did? How can you eat that with a clear heart, clear conscience, and not realize that's gluttonous? Nothing wrong having a milkshake, but when it's like 5,000 calories full of crap all the way piled higher than you've ever seen, and then you finish it, something's wrong with your head. Something's really wrong with your head. Thank you, Riley. Jeff Frost, how are you? Many reasons I love to go to this area is that it still feels like the U.S., but lately I wonder when we will go to a local Walmart there. I try to avoid the Walmart, Jeff, I really do. The only one I actually go to when I need to go to there is the marketplace, the one on Dolly Parton Parkway in Sevierville. It's just basically a large grocery store with some other stuff. It doesn't have all the frills and the BS, no TVs or anything like that. Just a place where you get good fruit, good vegetables, things that you need to sustain yourself. Not all the, Pakistani clothing, the Vietnamese clothing, stuff that falls off while you put it on. I just don't. I don't ever buy their clothes, ever. I just don't. I don't ever buy their clothes, ever. Spend the extra buck to get some real clothes. Dry Creek, Jackie. I've been doing well, documented on several Smoky channels. Don't forget to try out drycreekbeardcare.com. That's right. If you have a beard, or if your wife has a beard, go contact drycreekbeardcare.com. Her beard will never be smoother, and neither will yours. drycreekbeardcare.com. I can go. I almost went off the edge on that one. Sorry. Barb Stewart. Me too, Riley. Jimbo's cruising. Riley. He's got a few funny ideas, don't you think? Bob, Vacation Station. No, this is just me talking. There's no scripts. I just sit and talk. This is what I did for a living. That's what I do with my friends. That's what I do with everybody. I see everything in black and white, and then I put a spin onto it so that you don't get offended, but hopefully you take another look at the situation. You go, huh. I know I've reached you if, in a dog whistle, and the dog goes, huh. When I know you did that, I know I got you thinking. And that's important. Think about, just go back to the debates for the last couple of weeks. People right up to that moment saying he's as sharp as he has ever been. He's the man, this and that. And when that debate happened, you could hear the door opening and the rats leaving the ship, right? You could clearly hear their little rat feet going down the plank because they knew it was all over. And then all of a sudden, bang, Trump gets shot. Now, come on, are these coincidences? I don't know. It could be. But something is amiss, don't you think? And I always said he shouldn't be, and privately too, he should not be out in public like this. He's opening himself up for a whack job. Something with rainbow hair or dreads or whatever. You never, rarely do you find a man in a suit and tie and short hair carrying around an AR-15, doing damage. Rarely. Most of the time they're, hey, one eye is spinning in their head this way and that way, and they're all tatted up or whatever, and they got more jewelry than Macy's does on their face. And these are the guys, well, I got to watch you, don't I? I really need to take a closer look. I don't know. I don't know how that guy got on that building, but I'm taking a guess here. He was led there. I'm taking a guess. Okay. Just a guess. How do you get on a building with a rifle pointing in that direction? And these guys are all going, they're talking to their cuffs. Everything okay? Everything looks good to me. There's nothing here. Oh, it must have been a skeeter. They're waving away. You didn't see the guy on the roof? You didn't? It's like way too convenient that this guy is up there, Antifa, burn down something, knock down a statue, give me reparations. And these people want reparations. I'll be damned. I'll be double dipped in donkey dong. You're going to get a dime out of my pocket. Reparations. But no, it ain't going to happen. It just isn't going to happen. Get it out of your head there. Unbelievable. And you're just going to blow it on crack and Nikes. Oh, Dry Creek. And again, I'm not using the bathroom. Okay, you don't have to. I'm going to insist that you use it. That's it. Jimbo. No, you didn't go. I never block anybody. I never block anybody. Well, I think I blocked 2 people, kids, for saying some nasty things about Miss Marie. Jimbo's about a specific channel. No, I don't care what you say, Jimbo. I'm catching with the conversation, so don't think I've forgotten you. Frog King, BBC has an interview with the guy that saw the shooter the whole time. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I can't wait to see that. Now they're not sure if there were 2 shooters or 3 shooters or whatever. They just got the one so far, and once again they shot him dead. Couldn't they have hit him with a dart, a sleepy dart? This stuff always happens. It's a lot like the movies, the spy movies, only in real life. Riley, I'm going to watch this 20 times. Feel free. Feel free to do so. That helps the channel. Remember, we're trying to reach 10,000. I forget what we're at. 8,000. I don't know. Denise, tell me, where are we? 8,000 something. 3 years at this. 3 years I've been doing this. I'm getting old. I don't know how long it's going to last, folks. I really don't. I'm glad you're being entertained, because that's what I live to do. Me and my lunch lady arms. Look. Isn't that sad? Honey, I've got lunch lady arms. Holy mackerel. I think I need to do some sort of exercise. And there was a day I used to be really fit. You can see that in some of the new intros, by the way. I don't know if you catch them and see new intros. You'll see me when I was in my 20s and 30s. And I was built. Now I'm not. Now I'm built, like Pizza the Slut. Paul Cullum. Hey, Paul. I left Pigeon Forge today. Nice talking with Marie. Bought some gifts there. Thank you very much. Sorry I missed you. Today I just finished doing all the stuff that's been holding me up for the last 4 and 5 days. Finally, the pump is in, the new well pump. The systems are in, and I still got 2 more to do. And as you know, I can't go out in the sun. For those of you that know my situation, I have to be very careful how much heat I get because I have MS. And you can't go out in the sun or I start getting shaky. So I can't, I'm like a vampire. I go out at night. Like now's a good time I'd be going out. But during the day in this 90 to 100 degree weather, I can't do that. I can't. It really, really affects me a lot. And I can't afford that. And I don't want to get sick and go back to the hospital. Riley says, you have another 30 years left. From your lips to God's ears, my friend. I really hope so. Oh, Jimbo says, I was just mentioning, we make fun of Yitz all the time. Jimbo, don't worry about it. I mean, there's a lot to make fun of, but now there's a few more out there that are just as fun, because it just shows how the world is collapsing in on itself. It's circling the drain. Am I agreeing? The world is circling the drain. People have gone out of their minds. Riley says, yes, there's a new intro. I have 5 new intros. 5 new intros. Actually, I have 7, but you've only seen 5. Yes, I've seen the new intro. I like many more pictures of your animal sanctuary. Yes, I will bring more. I have more pictures of when I was in Silver Springs, because I raised exotic animals in Silver Springs and got to take a lot of them home, because there were some animals that at certain times in the park, and at the time it was called a zoo, but it wasn't actually a zoo certified zoo. It was a zoo park. Instead of them euthanizing certain animals, I took them home because I had the acreage to do it. So I would take them home, and I'm talking all sorts of exotic animals. I had the property. I built the proper cages and stuff. The game commission, game wardens come out and they approved all my stuff because I felt bad for them. If I could have put the giraffe in there, because they euthanized the giraffe, but I couldn't figure a way to get it home. I put it through the sunroof of my Volkswagen. Thing going, what? Where are we? Paul, come. I took my son and 4 grandsons to go coaster on Wednesdays. They 3 times. Did they have fun? Did they? I'm sure they had fun. Too hot for me to come out there, Paul. Can't do it in the day. Can't. I was actually thinking of going out tonight, but I went outside for a couple of minutes to feed the raccoons. I could hardly breathe. I came right back in the house. I did have fun at Home Depot today. I had to go there to pick up some couplers, some couple of stuff I'm doing down into the dungeon. Oh, yes. The dungeon, as I like to call it. I can imagine what's going through your heads when I go, the dungeon. I call it the dungeon. Dry Creek, what do all those channels do for work? They don't. How do they survive? Through you. Maybe not you, Jackie, but the people they con out of money. For every viewer, for every person that clicks on your video, they get a fraction of a penny or so. Denise, I don't know, what is it up to it now? Is it a nickel a hit? Something like that? A nickel a hit or 2.5 cents now? Something like that. So for the people that are getting, the 20, 30,000 views for a, I got to move to straighten my leg out. Excuse me. It's cramping. Oh, speaking of that, the other night, any of you ever get cramps in your legs and stuff? I noticed I was getting cramps. Literally, my feet were doing this. Go, am I a bat? Should I be hanging from a twig? I mean, they went like that, and it hurt. I go, oh, God, what's going on? I realized I haven't been taking my zinc, because when you have MS, it eats up all the nutrients in your body. So I grabbed a couple of tabs of zinc, and about an hour later, everything was normal. Everything was fine. So if you're having cramping in your legs, your hands, your neck and back, you're probably zinc deficient, vitamin D deficient. I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on TikTok, but I'm telling you from my experience, you need to be taking a good multivitamin, vitamin D3, not just D3, that's artificial sunshine. You should be taking zinc, magnesium, a vitamin C if you want. Vitamin C is water soluble, so you're going to pee most of it out anyway. And you can do other supplements, but those things, if you can take every day, you should be pretty good. Now, of course, consult your doctor. I'm not telling you to take anything, but always talk to your doctor. It's very important. But zinc is, you got cramping and stuff like that. That helped me right out. Oh, and B12. I always take 5,000 to 10,000 IUs of B12 a day. And that makes the difference, or me being found sound asleep on the sidewalk in the middle of Pigeon Forge or in Gatlinburg in their sidewalk. That's the difference. I can make it up that way. But to answer your question, Jack, I took the scenic route. Oh, I'm sorry. A lot of these channels beg for money. They go to Patreon. I don't have a Patreon. I don't want your money. I will not accept your money. I don't take gifts. Sometimes people send me, and I'm very grateful. Sometimes people send like little money cards, like Bill and Barb and the, what the heck was that? It just was there. There's been 3 or 4 that sent me a little gift card like Weagle Weigels for gas or something like that. I appreciate it, but you don't have to, okay? I'm not desperate for it. I really am not, but it's a great and appreciated gift that shows me you care and you care about what I'm doing for you. And that's very nice, but don't, okay? Just thank you. It's not necessary, but thank you. It's very kind. But a lot of them con people out of money, Jackie. They sing the blues like you know who, the slushy. He's always whining. Lost my wallet. Grandmother died for the 5th time. I lost my wallet again. I'm getting kicked out, and I'm moving in. I got ripped off. These are con men. These are the con men of the turn of the century here in the 21st century. They'll scam, and they love scamming old people because they tug at their heartstrings. And please don't. Listen, don't. I'm not telling you not to do it, but I know I wouldn't send any of these YouTubers not one dime, not for any reason whatsoever. If they can't go out and earn it honestly, i.e., a job, a 9 to 5 job or a real job, then they don't deserve to take your money away. When you work for a company, it's the contract. I'm going to work for you for 8 hours a day, and you're going to pay me this much at the end of the week or the beginning of the week. And that's our contract. But you don't con people out of their money. And that's what happens. You lie to them. These are like street sweep vendors. The ones, oh, help me. I've got 37 kids at home and I'm still a virgin. And what? What? You see the signs all the time. They should just say, we'll work for dope, right? Please help me. I'm an alcoholic. Please help me. I'm a dope addict. Instead, they bring their dog, which sometimes it's stuffed, and they bring kids and they rip the clothes and muddy them and make them dirty and mess their hair up and they go, please help us. We're homeless. And there's a Lincoln Continental right there at the corner, beautiful white one with leather interior, Corinthian leather interior, and they drive away in that, and you got scammed. It's all a scam. I never give to the poor, never. Now, if you're hungry and you tell me you're hungry, and I say, you want to go to eat, and you come to eat, that's where it ends. The contract ends right there. That's it. Not, I'll give you $20, go eat, because I know you're gonna smoke it, you're going to ingest it, or you're going to shoot it. And I don't want to be a contributing person to your death, to your overdose. I would feel pretty bad if I gave you $20 and 10 minutes later you're dead on the corner, and I know I gave you the $20 to do that. Couldn't do it, and I will not do it. I just won't. I remember it wasn't that long ago. I was in Florida, it wasn't here, and I remember I saw him all the time. I was in Ocala at the time, living there. And the guy was always on the corner, and he looked so sad. I mean, he had it down real pat. So I went around to Burger King and got him a couple of burgers. I got out of the car and said, hey, you look hungry. And he looked at me, and he threw the bag, just threw the bag. And I looked at him. I said a few choice things. I'm not going to say them here. And never again, because he had the act down. He had it all down. And people were throwing money in. And I see he looks hungry. So please don't fall for these con men. They're all over. And in this environment, con men can wear suits and ties too. Con men could be wearing nice watches. You know what I'm saying? And fancy schmancy shoes. Just save your money. If you really need to give money, give it to like the ASPCA, or give it to somebody that you know needs, like a family down the street that maybe is getting foreclosed on or something. You find a real deal. You don't just give a group money, because you got to remember, if you're giving a group money, 70% or more goes for administrative fees. Did you know that? Like the Red Cross and United Way and stuff. Of your $1, 70 cents to 90 cents goes for administrative fees, i.e., the president's salary, secretary's salary, and the paperwork and all that stuff to scam you out of your money. Very little goes to the person. Listen to me today, hear me tomorrow. I used to live this stuff when I was news director. I would expose people all the time and loved every minute of it. Vindication. All right, let me get back to some of these things. I didn't forget about you. Oh, so man, it really moved right along there. Thank you. I do appreciate you. Okay, I left off with Jackie. Hopefully I answered that question for you, Jackie. I did get a little verbose. I'm sorry. Riley says, I would love to travel and go on adventures and experience different things before I die. I'm 24. 24. My God. I need to act quickly. No, you don't. Well, 24. Back in time. Let me get back in the transmographer in my mind. At 24, I was touring with Captive, the band I created. And that was up in the Berkshire Mountains. Started it up there, I think at 23. And for 9.5 years, I toured the East Coast with Captive. Had a lot of fun. Don't remember a lot of it, but I know I had a lot of fun. I did. The only advice I could give you, Riley, is if what you're doing now you don't like or love, stop. Love what you do, and it won't feel like a job. Find something that you really are heartfelt about, something you like to do, whether it be a hobby or painting or playing golf or whatever, something you absolutely love, and then try to figure a way to make money at it. Then it's not a job, it's a love. And that's what I did with radio, because before radio I had a lot of jobs. That's on one of my earlier live shows. I did basically a list of 30 or 35 jobs I have had in from around 15 years old on up. And each one of them was a learning experience for me. I knew I wasn't going to stay. Some people feel, oh, that's the job I'm going to do. That's it. My 401k. I'm going to have 2.2 kids, wooden fence, 2 dogs, a wife, and a pool boy, and a girlfriend or whatever. And no, that's not life. That's really boring. Live your life. Do the things you love to do, and then make money doing it. And a lot of times, once I got into radio, I knew that's what I loved. I knew from 10 years old, I had set up a radio station in my parents' basement. Knew nothing about radio, nothing. But my dad, who was an astronomer, radio astronomer for the Hayden Planetarium and Museum of Natural History, he had all sorts of equipment laying around that he didn't use. So I grabbed a lot of this unused, some of it was still good, and I created a radio station. It wasn't real, it was in my mind. I had the lollipop mic, not unlike this. You've seen them, they're more round. I had a lollipop mic, had a phone I painted it red. I had phonographs, the old style phonographs. And I put my records on there and I'd pretend DJ. And I didn't know why, but I enjoyed doing this. And my friend Mike came down, God rest his soul, he died of brain cancer. But we would play radio. We would get on the phone and prank some of our friends down the street, and we'd make believe we're doing radio. And somehow it clicked in my head. This is my future. I'm just preparing myself, and I love doing this. I love being kind of like right now. I'm up on the 3rd floor in my library talking to me because I'm looking at me in this thing and I can see your words there, but I'm alone. And that's pretty much what I did for 37 years. I was in a room about this big, but it was padded and it needed to be extra padded. And I would talk to you. I'd have a real phone bank and I would answer questions. It's the only thing that's missing here is audio. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I don't understand that. You would think with all this 5 gig stuff that I'd be able to tap on your name and get your audio and you could talk to me. Now you have to go get another program. You got to do this, you got to do that. It's a waste of time. Somebody will figure it out. But I did that. I played radio until finally I wasn't playing it anymore. I was making a living, and a very good living. I was coast to coast in Florida. Coast to coast. And I just love getting up and doing it. Getting up in the early morning and do kind of like what you and I are doing right now, only with more input and some video too. I would have video snippets and stuff like that. But I'm trying to say to you is do what you love and the money just happens to come. If you're at a job you don't like, stop. If you're in a situation that's making you sad, and unhappy, stop. Cease and desist if you're not happy, and find something that makes you happy. Jackie, I saw Gatlinburg Hussey has been trying to meet new people. Yeah, he always does that. How much do you think they give him? I don't know, but I'm sure that, he gets something, a donut, maybe a cup of coffee or something like that. There's always somebody trying to scam you out of something. There's just, the world is full of scam artists. Frog King, Jackie, it's a $200 minimum. Good one, Tom. $200 minimum to hang out with Jack. You should know, right? Good one, Don. That was good. Very clever. Yeah, luckily, poor Tom got conned out of $200, but he did manage to get his money back. But it took a while, but he got conned from the slushy. And so you just look, Ben Franklin had it, and he's long dead. He's bug food, but he had it right. Neither a lender or borrower be. Okay? Don't lend your money and don't borrow any. If you can't make it on your own, you're doing something wrong. If you have to borrow it, no. That means you're in deep crap. Just don't lend it, don't borrow it. If somebody comes along, look at it this way. If somebody comes along and says, I need $100 from me, if you have it, give it to them. Don't expect to get it back. Okay. Chances are there's going to be 1,000 excuses. Oh yeah. Hey man, I'm short today. Hey, gotcha. See you next week. Just don't do it. You just give it away and say, okay, don't bother me again. Don't ever ask me again. That's the best way to deal with that. Jimbo's cruising. Jackie, word on the street is that Hussey gave him $300. Dry Creek. According to YT, YouTube, the average channel gets 18 cents. Is that correct? Okay. 18 cents per 1,000 views after monetized. However, it can vary based on some other factors. YouTube says they'll take 30% of any super chat donation. I didn't know that. That's news. I've never knew that. 30%. And they don't even do anything for it. Isn't that something? 30% of your super chat. I don't do any of the above. There's some people out there that they live on super chats. They beg you. They're almost like evangelical shysters. Getting tired. You know what I'm talking about? The religious guys there. Call in today. Send $20 by midnight tonight, and I personally will tell God you need more money. These guys are scam artists. Don't send your money to these things. Listen, God doesn't need money. Pretty much, he's got all he wants. He can take anything he wants, right? God doesn't need money. He doesn't work on the numeric system of cash. Does he take dinero? Does he take euros? Right? What does he take? He takes whatever he wants. He doesn't need money. So these churches con you. They hornswoggle you out of your hard-earned dollar, thinking that you're buying your way to heaven. Perfect time to drop needle on Stairway to Heaven. There's a lady who knows all that glitters is gold. You know what I'm talking about? Don't. Keep your money in your pocket. Go down the street. Go to a VA and help a veteran, one that's hurt or maybe missing a limb or is in trouble, and take them out to dinner and sit with them and talk with them and do something good from the heart. And there's the right thing to do. That's where your money's spent. Buy dinner for that person. Maybe if they need clothes, buy them a shirt or something. But give it to the church. You see what they got, right? They got jets, multiple jets, billion-dollar homes. What do they need that big home for? You need one toilet, one bed. You crap in one place, you sleep in one place. Why do you need 30 bedrooms? Huh? Right. You don't. And they go, oh, God says you be abundant and you can. Listen. I read the book too. Don't say anything like that. You're just misinterpreting and changing words around. You're a scam artist. Not good. Frocking. I'll never have the chance. Doesn't matter. You don't want the chance. Tom, it's not what you think it is. It's a merry-go-round chasing the brass ring, and no matter how many times you get the ring, you keep grabbing for another one. It's going to drive you out of your mind. Paul Cullen. Of course, in NAC also. You lost me there. Of course, Seton and NAC. You really lost me there, Paul. You need to clarify. Charles Hayes, we just love most business in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge gives a portion of their sales to wounded warriors or first responders, where Orlando gives organizations I do not support. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Sometimes, this is from experience in the past when I was in Florida. Some places say they were giving to wounded warriors, they're giving to VA, and then when I investigated, I found out that wasn't true at all. It was going into a shell company, a shrill, and it wasn't really. So you need to investigate and just ask them to print out, show me how many people you've fed, show me how many people they have to do it, right? Sunshine laws. Not that much, almost 2 cents. 2 cents. So Jackie, you see what I'm saying? It's 2 cents per thousand. It's not a lot of money. You don't make a lot of you people think that, these YouTubers, they're, driving Lamborghinis and they're shopping like billionaires. What was that commercial? I'm shopping like a billionaire. How shallow that is. I told that to Maria. Isn't that kind of shallow? We're shopping like billionaires. Well, you're not a billionaire. You live in a single wide trailer and you got a car on jacks. So don't pretend. Okay, be who you are. Stop pretending. All right? Nobody gives a shit. Excuse my language, ladies. But there's always people walking around. I love, especially around here. Oh, look at our Starbucks. Hi, fans. Hi, fans. Practicing security and wellness. And you tend to buy your coffee over here. I mean, what is it? Are you laughing down there, honey? You're giggling. Why does it matter if you have a Starbucks cup in your hand and you got to show it in your camera? Or your purse from Coach? Or your purse from, what was that? The hat from, what, honey? Are you laughing? Oh God. Who's that other lady that sells? I'm not good with the fashion. Not Tory Burch. Who's the one next to her, that store? Kate Spade. Do you remember that one? Tom, you remember when the barnyard bovines were going somewhere and he goes, oh, and you have your Kate Spade umbrella with you. I almost hurled my coffee. Like, okay, so you got a $5 umbrella from Kate Spade. What does that make you? A billionaire? You're driving mom's car. Yeah. What an idiot. Some people are so phony. Be who you are. Be happy. Be who you are. The attitude of gratitude. What happened to that? I don't know. Bob. I'm sorry, Barb. What did I miss? Something? I think I missed somebody here. Dry Creek. As we know, Jeff's live streams pay less than long form. Yeah, they do. They don't pay as much in long form videos. Anyone doing lives and putting something out or doing it in laziness and opportunity for super chats to roll in. Yeah, I just I don't do it for the money. You guys know that. I mean, I right now this background, this is blue screen. This isn't even real. This background. In reality, Miss Marie and I are at the Shell gas station behind it, and I'm roasting a chicken on a coat hanger while Miss Marie is dancing the fandangos with some out-of-work software salesman. Right, honey? See, we're at the Shell station. This is blue screen. This isn't real. See? True. We're living off your super chats. Yes. And the reason I moved here to the Shell station or to the Weagle Weigels, that's what we'll call it, the Weagle Weigels, because I can get that delicious gas station pizza right there. All I have to do is turn this blue screen off, click, and there it is. I'm at the door where I can get that delicious, mouth-watering gas station pizza, just like grandmother didn't make. Bar. And don't send them gift cards. Yeah, I agree. Either. How do they think that they can eat out all the time going on trip? I have it on pretty good. This is just now, once again, rumor. Both people, I'm not mentioning names, are on disability, and allegedly one of them had an accident and cashed in on it, and that's how they live. They live on your tax dollars and your super chat money. Frog King, con men go where the crowds go. That's true. And Gatlinburg is always crowded. You're right, Tom. They go where the crowds are because they work in numbers, like shooting fish in a barrel. You know, you put the hook in, and sooner or later, a fish is going to grab it. Is he still bothering that Asian chick, Tom? Is he still messing around with that Asian coffee girl? They need to call the cops on that. I mean, that's harassment. Stuff he says, you need to go. Jackie, Dry Creek Beard Care. That's right. Don't forget, your beard is not being cared for if it's not being cared for by Dry Creek Beard Care. What is this? Your stream immediately no longer. Not yet. They're trying to end my stream. Can you imagine that? That's what it just said here. That's something else. Who do they think they are? Thank you very much, Jeff. That means a lot to us. You said about chasing my dreams, and the money will come along. It's absolutely the truth. I wouldn't tell you anything else but what happened to me. I can only relate to my life. My family always tries to pee on my hopes and dreams. Oh, don't, please don't let them do that to you. Always. Riley, my family always told me that they wanted me to get a civil service job, get a secure job, get a 401k and all that. And I said, no, because I saw how unhappy they all were. They went to this job they hated. They literally hated it. And I go, why do you still work here? And I don't understand that. But for some reason, they felt secure knowing they got a paycheck every week, and that everything was okay because they were paying their bills. But that's no way to live. I wanted to do different things. I wanted to learn as much as I can. I was a dog catcher, a marina attendant, a chef, a cook. How many other jobs did I have? I've owned several businesses, successful businesses. And in between that, I've done a whole bunch of other things. But I wanted to live life. And hopefully you want to live life. And if they tell you that you're wasting your time or you're like a hobo or something like that, no, I'm living life one time around. Here it is, I'm 70 and I still want to do stuff, but my body sometimes steps in the way. But I still have dreams. And if you still have dreams at 24, goodness gracious, live them, do it. Always wanted to have a band when I was younger. I put together a band and it made money and we did good and I traveled. Always wanted to be a ski instructor. So what did I do? Well, you can't be in Florida to be a ski instructor. I had to go to the mountains, and that's why I went up to Jiminy Peak and Brody Mountain, and I became a ski instructor because I love to ski. And I said, I want to be a ski instructor. So I pulled one aside and I said, show me what you're doing. Show me what you're doing. They show me everything, and I started to do it. You've got to do it. You have to be there at where you want to be, at what it is you're looking to do. For instance, if you want to be a train conductor, you got to be somewhere where trains are. You can't be in a park. You got to go where it is that makes you happy. And if you really love what you're doing, it's not a job, it's what you love. If you hate your job, leave. Go find another job. Pray on it and say, I'm not happy here. I want something that fulfills me. What do I need to do? Don't be afraid. I've used this many times, but it works. I mean, it's sensible. You walk up to a door and you want to turn the knob and go in, but you're afraid. Now, these are two thoughts you need to think about. You can go to that door, a knob, and turn it and then back away and never open it, and then go through the rest of your life going, I wonder, what if I did? Or you go to that door knob, turn it, and open it up. What's the worst that can happen? Think about it. Even if you fall on your face, you're still moving forward. And it's okay. And most of the time when you open that door, the fear it was in your head was not what was behind that door. Sometimes opportunity was just going, where you been? I've been waiting for a long time and you don't want to show up. Take chances. Fly in the face of fear. I've done it all my life. And I'll leave you with this. I remember I used to fly with my father. On Sundays, we would go. This is when I lived on Long Island, and I was fairly young. My father would go to the Deer Park Airport. We lived on Dix Hills, not far out of Deer Park. It was a real country area at the time. I'm talking in the 60s. It was very beautiful back then. Now it's not. And we'd go to the Deer Park Airport, and he would rent a Cessna 175. It's a two-wing plane, propeller in the front, and we go flying. And I remember I loved that so much that he thought about me. He didn't just go by himself. He took me flying, and we'd go around. And I said, "Where do we live, Dad?" He says, "All right, I'll show you." And he told my mom, be outside waving by the pool, wave. I think he gave her a broom or something to wave. And he goes, "Look down, there's Mom." And he went down below 500 feet, and there she was. And he goes, "Look down, there's Mom." And he went down below 500 feet, and there she was. There was Mom waving. And I said, "I want to do this." And he says, "Well, do it." And I go, "Well, what do you got to do?" He says, "You got to take a test." And how hard is it? As hard as you make it. I go, "Really?" And that got me to thinking. And it wasn't really expensive. I think at that time it was under $100. And you take the test and then you solo fly. Years later, in Florida, I flew on a B-17 and a B-24. I have video of it. I put it on some of my videos and stuff. But there was a guy that has a smaller plane there. And before the big planes came in, I got talking with him and stuff. And he goes, "You want to go up?" I goes, "Yeah, I used to fly with my dad all the time and stuff, and I really miss it. He's passed on." And so he gets in the plane, we take off, and we're flying around. And I go, "Man, I really miss this." He says, "Go ahead." And I didn't say anything. I just said, "I really miss this." I go, "Go ahead. It's all yours." Here I am. He sat back. I'm in this plane, I don't know, probably 2,000, 3,000 feet in the air. And I've never flown a plane. I never flew one. My dad let me steer once in a while, but there's nothing to steering a plane but working the rudders and the flaps and stuff. I go, "Okay, let's crap my pants. Can I go crack a window?" A little bit. And I'm flying this thing. And all I had to do was go back and remember what my dad did. All I did was see my dad next to me. And I go, "Okay, move his feet a little bit left and right. Keep the plane trimmed and, up, down, and left, right." I go, "Okay, it's kind of like driving a car." And he goes, "All right, take her in." I looked at him. I go, "What?" Go ahead, take it in. Here it is. And I didn't have, my pride got in front. I never flew on these things. I said, I can do it. I can do it. And this is what I'm getting at. I did. I took this thing in. I'm watching the horizon. I'm watching the ball. And I'm just remember what my dad did. You take it easy. When you get down here on your feet, you want to pull up your flaps. And then once you touch the ground, let your feet go. Don't touch. Let them go. And I came down. I never even heard the wheels touch. It just went down. He goes, oh, nice landing. Nice, smooth landing. Never landed one before. Never. What I'm trying to say is you can do anything you want to do once you get past the fear factor. And the fear is you. You are the problem because you're not letting yourself do what you can do. I never thought I could be a ski instructor, but I figured it out and I became really good at it. Never did it before, but I applied myself. I asked the people who knew. I asked the best. Jimmy was his name. And I said, show me that move. Show me what you just did. Please show me. And he goes, okay, you're going to do this. You back up, lean back, bend your knees, and always shift back and forth for stability and all of that. After a while, I became really, really good at this. But I didn't have to read a book. I didn't have to go to some stupid college to have some whack job professor tell me how to do something. If you don't use your hands and your head and your body to have your muscle memory take over, you're never going to learn. You can listen to somebody tell you how to drive a car all your life until you sit in the car, steer the wheel, put your foot on the brake and the gas. You have no clue because your muscle memory has to feel it in order for it to get there, logged in, and become memory. So when you're looking for a job and you want to move forward, go to where it is you want to be. Whatever it is you want to be, go there. Go there and learn. Talk to people. You may not be the first guy, maybe 10 people down the road. And then you'll hit that one that clicks, that person that clicks with you. And they go, you really want to know? I really want to mentor. I really want to learn under you. Please show me. If you show enthusiasm, people will light up. They absolutely love to show you their skills. You can do this. Try it. What do you got to lose? Right? I mean, this tick tock. I'm 70. Tick tock. All right, what did I miss? I know I missed. I was going to say goodbye to you, but damn it. I'm sorry. What, honey? I'm trying to. Okay, Conman. Okay, I got there. Riley. Thank you so. Okay, you're welcome, Riley. I hope I helped you out, and I hope I eased your mind. Do not let somebody say you can't do anything. You're the only one that can say you can't do something. Don't listen to them. Respect them. Love them. Do what you're going to do. It's your life. You're the one that's got to pay the bills. You're the one that's going to have to do what you have to do, not them. Go do what you want to do and live your life. Dry Creek, not that much, almost 2 cents. I got that. Hang on to those dreams. Yeah, absolutely. Hang on to your dreams. Live your life. Gary 2R, State Police and Secret Service to have a news conference. I will be watching that. For our King Tom, that's the cheapest thing they could buy and still be able to brag the name. It was it Vera Bradley or Sally Vinnie Boom Bot's umbrella and had to show it off. It's like, who cares? I don't care. Jimbo's cruising. Hey, Gary. Hey, Jimbo. Good Lord. I'm sorry. I go off the edge sometimes. Frog King, not lately with the coffee girl. Good. I hope so. Because he was creeping me out with that. Annette from Wisconsin. We have a big event coming up soon, and the beggars will be out there in full force. And I don't give them, I don't give to them because they have more money than I do. And beggars, if a beggar can walk to that spot, a beggar can walk and go get a job too. You know, if they're delivered on a gurney or something and you can see they got no arms and so legs, you go, oh, wow, I feel really bad. But if they walk there or rode their bike there, they can go to the 7-Eleven and get a job, but they don't want to. They're too used to begging for money and getting high. Jackie did the interview, Gatlinburg Hussey. Boy, I got to open this up a little bit more because I can't read it. I'm sorry, my eyes. There we go. This is a little bit better. Did the interview, the Gatlinburg Hussey to play go around you guys? I don't know which interview was that. Riley, I would love to meet you someday. I'd love to talk to you for hours. And I would just sit there and listen. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I like helping people because it makes me feel like I'm doing something to get you motivated, because it took a long time for somebody to get me motivated. And it happened to be my Mr. Brown, Harvey Brown in high school, get me motivated. What a great guy. He saw potential in me. And I was always hanging around. I tell you, I was always hanging around the punks, smoking behind the school. You know, I smoked behind the school. You know who did that one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't smoke. But 10 seconds ago, yeah, we don't hang around with the punk. I'm a punk. No, I just hung around with a pretty wild crowd and really didn't enjoy school because I felt I'd already read the stuff. I knew it, and it's the same BS that the other class had. I don't know if any of you can relate to that. It didn't interest me, but I knew what it was. And it's like, oh, this sucks. So I finished school, and then I said, now what? But in the interim, Harvey Brown, he's dead now. He said, you're pretty sharp, aren't you? And I said, thank you. Why'd you say that for? He just said, I watch you in class. And some of the teachers talk about you a lot, you know, because I have a sharp mouth and I'd always get in trouble in school. He says, come to my class and we're going to sit and we'll talk. And I talked to him and stuff. And he knew that I had a head for business. Just, I didn't have a head for gym and what social studies, stupidness like that. I understood it, but it was like, I don't want to be an English teacher. I don't want to be a math teacher. I just want to go out there, make money, and see the world. So he took me under his wing, and he helped me get started in my first business. He said, what would you like to do? And at the time I was driving a motorcycle. And I said, I don't know, maybe sell motorcycle stuff. He says, what do you know about? Well, I got my own bike and I do all this. I do my own repairs and stuff. He said, all right, let's try this out. So he helped me. He invested, got helmets, gloves, and stuff. He says, let's go to the flea market. And I told my parents about this. They knew all about this. And they said, well, follow him, see what he said. We went to the flea market and he says, okay, now how are you going to sell this? And I was taken aback. How am I going to sell? Put a sign out there? He goes, He says, look at those people. They all have signs. They all have signs. What are you going to do? And I looked at him. He says, watch and learn. And so what he did was he got out in front and he picked a likely suspect, somebody who looked bikerage. He says, hey, come here. Look, do you have a coat like this? Do you have gloves like this? Check these new gloves. I mean, he went through this whole sales spiel, and it was tasteful. It wasn't like, hey, hurry. And the guy wound up buying a pair of leather gloves. He goes, funny, I needed a new pair of gloves. And he goes, glad I could help. Here's our card, this and that. And he goes, that's how it's done. You go after what you want. You don't wait for it to come to you. And he says, when you go fishing, do you just sit on the dock and wait for the fish to jump on it, or do you put a hook in? Bingo. It all clicked. You got to get it. You got to put the worm on the hook and the hook in the water. The fish isn't going to jump out of the water onto the dock. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Go for what you want. Do it. What if I don't know. I think they cut me off already. I don't know. I'll say goodnight to you. Love you all. Mean it. Love you. Mean it.